Hi everyone, so we're going to continue on here with our cardiovascular system, starting with our blood vessels. So I have mentioned this before, but I wanted to give just a nice concrete definition here of what our blood vessels are. So the first one is our arteries, and these are going to be blood vessels that carry blood away from the heart to the body's organs. So an easy way to remember that, artery carries blood away. They start with the letter A, so that might be an easy way to remember that. Our capillaries is the tiny blood vessels, usually only about 1 cell thick, that allows this exchange between our gases, our oxygen, carbon dioxide, any other wastes between our blood and the cells of our other tissue. So this is where we're going to find within our organs where we're going to see that trade-off. And then finally, our veins are the blood vessels that carry blood back to the heart. So again, with arteries and veins, the only artery that's going to carry deoxygenated blood is going to be the pulmonary artery, bringing it to the lungs. And the only vein ever going to carry oxygenated blood is going to be the pulmonary veins that carry the blood back to the heart. So those are two that usually don't fit into that category of deoxygenated versus oxygenated, which is why I wanted to define it just like this. The next thing we're going to talk about is how the heart actually pumps. So we have a cardiac conduction system. So what this is, it's the electrical system of the heart that allows that heart muscle to contract. So it's a collection of nodes and specialized conduction cells that initiate and coordinate contraction of that heart muscle. So similar to what we think of, our heart has its own electrical system separate from our nervous system, and that consists of a couple of different characteristics here: the sinoatrial node, or the SA node, the atrioventricular node, or the AV node, the atrioventricular bundle, or the bundle of His, and then the Purkinje fibers. And one really important thing that I want to point out here is that the heart has its own electrical system. So it does not need the brain to keep beating, but the brain regulates the heartbeat. So the heart beats on its own. Your brain is not telling your heart to beat, but it does help regulate your heartbeat so it doesn't go too fast or too slow. So let's talk about the steps of this conduction system. So the first step, we get an excitation signal or an action potential created by our SA node. Then we see that wave of action potential spread across both atria, both the left and the right atria, causing them to contract. Our AV node delays the signal slightly. This is really important because it allows our ventricles to fill completely with blood before they contract. So this delay is very important in our conduction. Then our signal is going to be spread to the bundle of His down the ventricular septum. And then those are going to separate into the Purkinje fibers, which spread the waves across the ventricles, both ventricles, causing them to contract. So we start here with our action potential created by the SA node. That's spreading across both atria, causing them to contract. A delay at the AV node to allow our ventricles to fill up with blood. That action potential is then sent down the bundle of His in between the interventricular septum, finally to our Purkinje fibers, which allows the ventricles to contract. So let's take a look at a diagram of this. So again, our SA node here is located in the top of our right ventricle, but we can see we have some leads that go all the way around the right ventricle and into the left ventricle as well. Once that signal reaches our AV node, we're going to see there's a slight delay to allow that blood to fill into both ventricles once those atria contract. We're going to see that we travel down the bundle of His. There is a left and a right branch for our left and our right ventricles. And then we see our Purkinje fibers spreading on both sides of our heart, which is going to allow that to contract. So I do want to encourage you as well to watch this video down here. It's just another explanation of how this electrical system works. If you have any questions, please let me know.